Hello, how to build your food supply on a budget? Well, if you are trying to lower your grocery budget or keep your grocery budget the way it currently is, or you don't want to increase your grocery budget because while you purchase at the grocery store the price is increasing, I'm going to share how we do it. So for our household of 5 people, 3 kids and 2 adults, our grocery budget is $300. And that $300, I have subcategories for that. So $150 is for staples, groceries in general, but it does not include fruit or meat. So fruits is $60 and meat is $90. So that total to $300 a month. And I have set $300 a month for our grocery budget for some years. Maybe before 2019 or up to 2019, it was 375. It used to be 300 and then I increased it to 375, and in 2019 I decreased it back to 300. So I will suggest, if you are trying to cut down on your groceries, to try to track your expenses. The best way to do that is to take how much you think your grocery budget should be, take that cash out, and when you have it, you spend that money. You can record the receipt for some month. I have did it for more than a year, and in 2019 when I sat down and I look back, I noticed that in average we spend $300 a month. Some month will go higher, some month will go lower, but in average for the span of a year is $300 a month. And then I lower our grocery budget to $300, and it has been $300 ever since. And back then when I changed it to $300, we have 2 other adults in the house with us, so we were seven, sometimes 6 people, but now we are 5, my husband and I and our 3 kids, and our budget is $300 a month. So how do we try, and so if you don't know how to set your grocery budget, you might want to, if you use your debit card to make purchases, you might want to go through your expenses for a few months to record the grocery portion of it to see how much you spend on your groceries, and then you can start from there and see if it's okay for you to be spending that much for groceries, or if you have an idea, a dollar amount target that you want to be spending on groceries, you can go from there. When I was by myself before I got married, my grocery budget was $200, because when I got married and then I told my husband that we should set $300 for grocery budget. At that point, I was not even tracking our groceries expenses, but he disagreed with me, because he said that when he was single, he spent way less than that, and at that point we didn't have our children. And I told him that, well, when I was by myself, my monthly budget was $200, so living together, it shouldn't be less than $200. And living by himself, he didn't cook. And then they have a farm in the family, so his mom will bring him minute steak, like beef minute steak, so he can cook those on the stove. So he didn't cook much, he'll buy dollar menu type of items at work, and then when he's back home he'll just sleep, so he didn't cook much. So but like me, I like to cook, so I explained to him that there are things I like to cook, and I cook things from scratch, so I need a base dollar amount to work with. So 300 is going to be it. So I don't know if it was 300 or 350 back then when we have that discussion. But then kid came along and I didn't really change the price. It was still around 300, 350, 375 up to a year, maybe 2014, when I really started tracking our expenses because I want us to pay down our consumer debt. So around 2015, I really set it for 375 until 2019. I changed it back to 300. So how do you build your grocery budget, or how do you build your food supply on a budget? It will take you a while. So this is an example to do grocery purchasing. When we get paid at the end of the month, we will purchase things that we are going to use. So I have an example here of things that I like to purchase because I cook from scratch. When you cook from scratch, you will purchase raw materials, raw staples that you want to work with. So, and in my opinion, it saves you money. So what I will suggest though is, you first need to know what you like to eat, what your family likes to eat. So when you we don't really vary our diet much. So if you know what you like to cook for your family, you might want to write it down. And I have different versions of those because sometimes I don't have time to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So I want those meals that it will take me a few minutes to put together, even if it's going to take a long time cooking. So it can be in the oven or on the stove. So you need a list of those. Then you might want to have a list of things that you don't want to spend a lot of time putting together, and you don't want the food to spend a lot of time on the stove to cook either. Something that will get done very quickly so that people can eat, because maybe you are back from work late and you want your family to eat quickly so you can get ready for bed. So you want to have a list of those meals as well. And then you want to have a list of meals that, well, weekend or holidays, you will spend a long time prep, and then it might take a long time to cook. So I'm going to have a list of those. Sometimes it could be a list of meals that it might take you a long time to put together, but then it doesn't take that much to cook on the stove. So, and have a list of those. So based on your list, then you will ask yourself, what ingredients do you need to cook them? And it's good to have those ingredients on hand, whether in your freezer, whether in your pantry, or in your fridge. That way, when you want to cook something, you have the staples. You just shop your own pantry. But to have all those supplies on hand and you want to stay within your budget, you have to buy them little by little every month. Otherwise, you will go over your budget, and you do not want to go over your budget. So what I like to do is, with this list, in June, we bought the first, we bought, it was just a piece of paper that I wrote things on for my husband to see the quantity he needs to purchase. So he didn't get everything in June. So yesterday, I just put the number back for July for what I wanted him to take, to purchase. And there are some that I didn't put anything there. So, and those are just staples that I work with. So let's just take a look at that. I can walk you through the house. But here we have the flowers. I asked for 10 flowers and he got 8, I believe. And those are, oh, I think we need to move it a little bit. Those used to be $1 something, even up to this year. But now they went up to $2. And that's 5 pound bag, $2.12. They used to be about $1.28, and that's unbleached flour. And having flour, I make pizza. And I can just show you that. And right now I have pizza rising the second time there, and I've used 6 cups of flour, and I have many pans, many pan in the oven, and I'll bake them very soon, and that'll be our lunch. And at the same time, I have 6 cups of flour rising here for sourdough bread. So we are going to have sourdough bread, and I'll go in the garden harvest greens to make the salad to go with it. I will get meat from the freezer that I will serve beside, next to the salad and the bread. So the bread, I'm making it, I use sourdough culture, and sourdough culture came from the fridge. And I made it together with flour and water until I made the culture, and I have it, and that's the culture that I use to ferment the dough. So that's 2 ways you can use that flour to make bread and to make pizza. And you can even make dumplings if you don't have pasta, for instance. So
Is he still using his computer?
you guys can continue using it for now, but you need to get out of the game and do something else. You can watch cartoon on it. So for the leaves, I asked for cheese. So we got 2 pounds, and I like to get it. I think it's cheaper for me to get it this way, and I will grate it, put it in a freezer bag, and put it in the freezer. That way I will just take it out when I'm making pizza. I will put it in it. So we got that, and I don't even know how much the cheese costs us, but pretty much I gave him $100 to work with, and I gave him $20 extra for meat out of that $90. So from the $150, I gave him $100 to work with, because I didn't want to spend all that $150. So we got the cheese, and the cheese is $7.48. So I asked for 20 tomato puree, and they didn't have a lot, so he didn't get 20 of them. I'm not even sure how many he got, but it will be on the receipt. And this is 29 ounces. And with tomato puree, I can make sauce for the pizza, and I can make sauce for spaghetti as well. And that will go on rice, whatever sauce I made. And this is tomato puree, 98 cents a box, and he got quite a bit of those, probably 10 of it. So I asked for ketchup because I like to buy frozen French fries to have in the freezer. My husband and the kids like to use tomato puree for it, so we got tomato puree, and I just buy the Great Value brand, since that's Walmart we shop at. He got the bread on sale. It was not on the list, but bread, when they are on sale, I like to stock up on them, because with the bread, I like to buy steak roll, French steak roll. They are small type of bread that I use for sandwiches. Like when I'm back from work, is late, or I'm very busy at work, and I wanted to make a meal quickly that I won't have to spend a lot of time on. I know that I have meat in the freezer, I can just make like sloppy Joe type of mixture of meat, and then I will bake the I will put those bread in the freezer. So the steak roll are small bread. I'll put in the oven to bake it straight out of the freezer, and I'll be able to slice it and put the meat in it. So, but those can be on the pricey side. So this can do the same thing. I won't have to make sandwich out of it, but if I slice it and open it both sides to open it and bake it, we can butter it and serve it on the side of. It could be sloppy joe, it could be stir fries, you know. So if you purchase cabbage, you shred it and then make stir fries out of it. Bread can go quickly with it as well. So I like to have frozen bread. I like to purchase bread on sale and put in the freezer and freeze it. Sometimes I will open it and slice it and harvest herbs from the garden, chop it up, mix it with butter left at room temperature, and then I will spread it in it like making garlic bread and then freeze it. So that's how I turn them as well. Herb, butter, bread, and I'll put them in the freezer bag and put them in the freezer. But sometimes I just put them in the freezer like this as well, and that's what I'm going to do. So for our laundry, we use baking soda or washing soda, and I use washing soda to clean the tub and toilet as well. So we got them, and they can be around $3 if the price didn't go up. So the baking soda is $2.54, and the washing soda is $4.76. So it went up. We got peanut oil. Is not here. I put it away, but we can take a look at it later. I got peanut oil, and I like to get a gallon version of it. So, and it costs $14.74. And pretty much what I'm trying to do is, those are not things I need, but those are things I'm purchasing to replenish my stock, and I'm doing it little by little. So last month I believe we got 9 bags of flour, and I didn't use them all, and this month I wanted to buy 10, end up getting 8, and I'll add it to the remaining that I have there. The baking soda that I purchased last month, we didn't finish it, you know, and then I purchased one. That way I have one in stock that is not open. The ketchup, we have one that is open, and we purchased 2 so that I can put it away as shelf stables until we open it. So when I'm purchasing things every month, I like to just go through my list, and it's all by paying attention to what we purchase. And I will just go through the list, and that's a list I put together for things that we usually use in our cooking or around the house. And then I'll go through it, and it was based on this that I wrote the list that my husband used yesterday to make purchases, and he used it last month as well. Sometimes I'll even get a chalk and write it on the board, because we have a board on the wall. But yeah, and French fries are frozen French fries, and those are expensive. When you are buying things that are a little bit processed, they are more expensive than purchasing, you know, the staples you can cook from scratch. For instance, those fries, they used to be $1 something, now they are $2 something for 2 pounds a bag. And potatoes, I like to stock up on potatoes when they are on sale, and I'll find 5-pound bag for 99 cents. So 5-pound bag for 99 cents versus 2-pound bag of frozen French fries for $2 something. You can see the difference. So sometimes I will treat my family with a fried chicken. So fried chicken will go to the grocery store, to the cooking section, and we'll purchase fried chicken, and then when we come home, I will cook rice or fry fries to go with it. Yeah, it saves money doing it that way, but it's still expensive, because that fried chicken cost us about $30. So I told my husband, well, since we buy those fried chicken times to times, it might be a good idea to see if those breaded chicken are available in the frozen section of the grocery store. So I gave him $20 in addition to $100 for the groceries to purchase some meat, those kind of breaded frozen chicken that we can fry so that I can have it in the freezer. So he purchased one for $11.48, and that was like maybe 4 pounds. We will take a look at it when we go to the freezer. So, and I was just discussing that with him, saying that, well, 10 pounds of chicken, raw chicken quarters, used to cost about $5, and he said now they are $10. So 10 pounds of chicken quarters is $10 now, which surprised me because when it's not on sale, it's $4 something at Walmart. So they are $10 now. And now 2 pounds or 4 pounds of breaded chicken is $11.48. So buying those processed food is more expensive than buying the ingredient at a raw state that you can cook from scratch yourself. So those 10-pound chicken, when I get it, I don't do much with it. So I will just open the bag, salt it, and dip it in flour, and then I can fry a little bit and put it in my cast iron and put it in the oven and finish cooking it in the oven. So yes, it does not come out exactly like if I purchase French fried chicken from the store, but it's less expensive, and I know the oil that I fry in, and I know the ingredient that I used for it. So in some way it's less expensive that way, but yes, it does take some time, and I'm going to fry it using my own oil, and I'm going to use my electricity for it. But either way, I'm going to cook something to eat anyway. So if you are purchasing those I would say halfway cooked, instead of saying processed, I would say halfway cooked food, they are more expensive than buying the ingredient at a raw state that you can cook yourself. So I like to cook from scratch, but I'm okay purchasing those frozen fries and frozen breaded chicken to have in the freezer for holidays or for some days that I wanted to cook those things. But it's not the bulk of my purchasing, because I want to keep my purchases, my budget at $300. So, and we purchase milk. For instance, milk, I will reserve $20 for it. So that 20 that I made, I put here is dollars. It's not quantity, it's dollars. And it's $20 a month for milk and cereal. But my kids are not caring, they don't care for cereal much, so the milk is expiring in the fridge. So what do I do with expired milk? My husband eats cereals, but when the milk expires, he doesn't want to use it. So, well, with expired milk, I make kefir. When the milk is about to expire, I will make kefir. So I have kefir working there, and we can just get a little closer. And it is a probiotic drink. And the culture is in it. So I have it here for 24 hours yesterday. I strained it this morning, and I put the milk back on it again because I do not want to waste the milk. Usually I like to start working on it before the milk completely expires, when I have been like my family is now using the milk. So, but this one expired the 12th, and today is Sunday, the 7th, July 17, 2022. So you can see the milk is the 12. And yesterday he went to Aldi and purchased another one. So we are not going to spend $20 on milk and cereal because clearly they are not going through the milk. So I strained the kefir yesterday, and before yesterday the culture was in the fridge. So when I took it out yesterday, I strained it, and before that I have some in the fridge and I just gave it to the kids. We all drank it, and the one that I strained yesterday is in the fridge. The one that I strained this morning is here, and they are fermented milk. They will last longer, and they are natural. They are naturally fermented. So I will go through it. I will just smell the milk to make sure it's not going bad, and I will use it quickly. That's why I have the culture outside. Otherwise I just keep my culture inside a milk in the jar in the fridge for weeks, and then I'll just strain the milk, pour more milk on the kefir culture, and put it back in the fridge again, and it keep ferment slowly in the fridge. And I just drain the liquid and pour more on it. So but if I have milk ferment expiring, I will take the culture out because the process is faster when the milk is at room temperature. And yesterday when he went to Aldi, I asked him to get a hot dog, and those hot dogs will cost about $3. I like chop them and add to our pizza. When I'm adding meat to the pizza, so the kids like to have hot dog in it. So the tomato puree, when I made tomato I made the sauce, pizza sauce yesterday. I have enough for pizza this today as well. And when I purchase ground beef, we will purchase it on sale, 10-pound tube. I will cook it and I'll just put it in freezer bag, and I'll put it in the freezer, not fridge, freezer, and I'll just take it out. And having the quantity that I need for my pizza, I won't have to use more than I don't want to use. So yes, we buy ice cream, but those are not ice cream, is watermelons I have sitting in them. We purchase fruits in bulk on sale when they are. So we have watermelons, the whole watermelons, that when I chop I need container to have them in, and I don't want to use my glass bowls for that to occupy the bowls. I use them for rising bread. So I repurpose those plastic ice cream containers that we have to have those fruits in the fridge for our snacks. So we buy fruit on sale. So I like to reserve $60 for fruits budget. When we don't use it, I just keep it in an envelope, because I take cash out. I'll put it in an envelope and keep it, and then it will add up month after month. When we have fruit on sale in the weekly ad, we will buy fruit. So we have apple that we purchased maybe in June, so we still have them in addition to the watermelon, and that's summer, so watermelon is around. So when my husband took that $20 to purchase that breaded frozen chicken, he purchased some egg from Walmart because it was less expensive at Walmart compared to Aldi. So he purchased 4 of them as well, and he used about $21. So that means $1 from the food budget for it. So yeah, now you'll ask yourself, to build a food supply on budget, you might need a big pantry. And I will say not necessarily. Let me put this cheese back because I need to shred it. Sometimes I will freeze it like that. When I'm ready to shred it, I will take it out and just let it Not necessarily, because I do not have a big Angelique, can you plug this for me? You do not need a big pantry. Do you think that can go from there? Try. You do not need a large pantry. If you have it, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. Is it charging, Angelique?
I don't know. Here, look. Is it there?
Yeah, you don't need a large pantry. If you have it, that's great. So I have some containers there, but it is a small pantry. It's not really the size the issue. It's more like the way it's laid out is not that easy to work with, but it's okay by me. Those are just containers that, from the grocery store ice cake department. When you ask them, sometimes they'll give it to you, and I'll just wash them well, and I'll use them to contain my grains. So this is empty, and I wash it, and I didn't want to put it on the floor because I have some there, and since this one is empty, I don't want to leave it there. And the one right next to you, when I open my 5-pound bag, I'll put the flour in it, and the bottom is sugar. So I purchased the sugar 10-pound bag, and I will just put it in there. So yeah, you can just have a list of things that you use. And the way I did it, I just have a list of things that we are going to use, things that I'm going to cook, and it's not all the list, but just brainstorm and have a list of them, so that if sometimes I don't feel like cooking, I don't know what I will cook, I can just take a look at the list to see, okay, so what do I have here that I have the ingredient for that I can put together. I have the list. If you are good at following your schedule, that's great. I don't. What I feel like cooking is what I cook, or what the kids want to eat. If I'm okay with it, I will cook it. But there are things that tend to be repetitive for us, like Saturdays we make pizza, Sunday we make pizza. So sometimes we don't, but oftentimes we do. And Sunday we make salad. For salad, I'll put the sourdough bread. I know it goes with salad. So that means when I have greens in the garden, then we'll have salad. So and it helps having the layout so that I don't cook the same food every single day, which a lot of time it can happen because I don't mind cooking rice every day, but trying to write it down, and I will try to see, okay, so what else I have on the list that I can work with. And I have not made cornbread in a while, and cornbread, yeah, sometimes it's just what I do because it has milk, it has egg. To me, it's full, it has the carb. But when I have rice here, that means it'll go with something. But I just want to know those big main ingredients, and that way I have an idea what will go with it. I don't think I made pancake this week. So, but you can, let me know if I have something at the bottom of it. But yeah, you can have a list of things that you guys like to eat, and from there you can see what ingredient you need to have on hand. Seems to me that I have something at the you can write the list, And then from there, you can try to see the ingredient that you might need to have on hand to work with. Angelique, will you put this back for me, please?
Sure.
Thank you. So, this month I have not purchased pasta. I forgot about it. But I told my husband that I would give him another $20, or he can take another $20 and purchase pasta. It could be macaroni or it could be spaghetti. Because we are pretty much, running low. So you have seen peanut in the list. So I have not purchased it in a while, but just by purchasing things a little by little, you can stock up. You don't need to buy them all in 1 month. But with $300, the way I like to do it is I will say, okay, I don't want to spend all that in a month. Even that's our budget. So I will start with $100 just for the grocery. I'm not even talking about fruit, because when fruit is on sale, that I will spend it. So that $60 is in another envelope, and that $90 for meat is in another envelope, because I want to buy meat when it's on sale. That way I can stock up. So, but for the staples, they do not really go on sale. My flours and things like that, pastas, they don't go on sale. What I like to buy to cook with, therefore I will buy them every month, and then when I don't use them all up, then it will add up. So I will say, okay, $150, I don't want to spend it all. I want to spend maybe $100. So I start with $100. But then if I forgot something, I know I have $50 to work with. That's how I remember that I didn't add pasta to the list. Therefore, I need to take $20 out of that 50 to see what else I can get. So from flour that we got before, we still have quarter left. So I'm going to add those 8 back, and they are just going to be somewhere here. In addition to the ketchup. Ketchup is going to be in the angle there. So you can see that I'm not using much of the space. I just have things on those sides that I don't use often. But other than that, most of the things are reachable from the ground level. And those are rice, 50-pound rice. I believe this is sugar, and this is, yeah, it is sugar, and that will be 10-pound bag. So Angelique, will you give me my cord, please? Plug it and give it to me. So yeah, that's how a little by little you build your food budget, your food supplies on a budget. Angelique, bring the cord here from your side. Thank you. So we didn't see the meat, the breaded meat. So we are going to the basement. In fact, we have the oil. It's a little bit dark here. But yes, that's the oil. So even though I purchased one before and we have not touched it, I wanted to add one this month, because last month I think I didn't purchase any. So by purchasing it, because I'm working with $300, I have to look at the list to see what I will not purchase this month and what I'll purchase instead. So having just not having too many varieties, it's easier for you to go through your pantry to see what you are running low of and what you need to purchase. And I have those boxes here so that when potato is on sale, I can stock up on potato. So right now we only have one box, and that's 10-pound we have there. And with potato like this, you can make many dishes out of it. One thing that I like to make is peel it all off and quarter it, add oil to it with salt, and put it in cast iron pan and bake it to make, we like to call it steak fries in the oven. So it takes time, but that's one way to make fries, and I like to do that. So okay, so here we have our rice. So I asked my husband to get 2 bags of rice, but he didn't, they were out, so he didn't get it. And out of the $100, he has about $20 left after those things that he purchased. But I'm pretty much stocking up on rice, so some month I'll purchase, some month I won't, because we have been using the 50-pound bag and we only have one left. And this one is 25-pound bag, and I believe this one is 20-pound. So I'm just, every month I'm stocking up. So I want him to get 2, and that way I have more than 1 month of rice supply on my shelf. So that's just a way that I've been stocking up, because I know that we can go through maybe 1 bag a month, or 2 bags a month. So therefore I can do calculation to know how many I need in a year. But I don't need all of that on hand, but I want to have more than 1 month on hand. And here we have beans. We don't cook them often, but we do have them, and we have multiple bags there. So the tomato puree, whether I run out of or not, every month I will just put some on the list, so that little by little I can build the supply of. And with that I make my sauces. I don't use any other tomato sauce for my sauces, tomato based sauce. So, and the boxes are just getting added here. So that's what we have for the pasta. And when my husband takes $20, he's going to buy more pasta so that we can add it to it. And this is 4 pounds, and they are not open yet. So this is, I believe, 2 pounds. Yeah, 3 pounds. And another thing I like to add to the list is toilet paper is out of our grocery list as well. So if you want to know how many of that you need, is when you buy it, you might want to put a date on it. So I like to put a date on it, and when we use it off, I will see how long it took us to use it. Therefore I can do the calculation to know how many bags we need in a year. And based on my calculation, we need 6 of this size. And right now we have that one that we have not opened, and we have a second one, and we have one that is equivalent of 2 of this one. So therefore we have about 4 on hand. So some month I'll add it to it for him to buy 1 more, so that maybe it's a month that I didn't buy peanut oil, I'll add toilet paper there instead, that we can get it and put it. So something I like to buy, and I think I have one here, is vinegar. And that's white vinegar, and we use it for cleaning. Is it really? Yeah, clothes, I think it's, but yes. So I like to purchase vinegar. I'm not sure that's vinegar I have here, but we have one up that I purchased last month, so I didn't put in the list this month. And cereals, when we purchase them, I have a spot for it. And having cereal on hand that the kids are now really eating, I don't want that to go bad. Sometimes it can last a year. The expiration date may not be that close. May 2023. So, but yeah, when they have not eaten it for a while, I serve them, they'll eat it. But when they eat it for a few days, they don't really care much for it. And those are salt that I use in my cooking, and I have enough here for 1 year supply. Just take $20 and ask my husband to buy me salt, and we have it. So continue. We are at our meat freezer, and when I come here, I can tell if I have enough meat supply or not. Let me judge this. And I like to purchase meat when it's on sale by putting $90 on the side for meat when we get weekly ad. I don't use coupon unless the coupon is in the ad. The weekly ad is what we use. So when we getting the mail, I just go through them. I don't do much more these days. My husband does that. So if he finds a good deal, because we have been doing it for a while, we know the price at which we stock up on meat. So when he sees some a meat on sale, he'll say, okay, should we get it or not? So ground beef, pork chops, pork steak, pork rib, pork roast, chicken. So those are things. And then during the holiday season, we can have ham and turkey. Though I don't think I'll buy turkey next time because those are quite big. So this time when he for the breaded chicken that he got for 11 something that I was talking about, we still don't know how many pieces in it because it's not on the box, but they say no preservative. So original crispy fried chicken. So my one of my kids really like those crispy things. So yeah, when I fry chicken, I dip chicken in flour and to coat it, and then I fry it and then put in the oven to finish it up. Yeah, it does not come crispy like with all those cross on it. I wanted to say like the way you'll buy fried chicken in the store. So that's why I thought maybe having some on hand so that we can fry when we do our own french fries might be cheaper than just going to the store and buy fried chicken out of the oil. This might be cheaper than that version, but still is more expensive compared to raw chicken. So, and that's $11.48, and we don't know how many is in it, but it's £2 for $11. You can do the calculation yourself. So, and this is leg quarter. That's chicken, £10. Usually is 8 pieces in it for $4.63. It was on sale when my husband got it, and that's what he said now. It is $10. It used to be $4.90 something, maybe, not sure, but it was not $10 item. It's not $10 item, but now it is because price is up in the store. And I like to keep those meat in bags they come in so that they don't bleed in the freezer, that I won't have to clean up the freezer. So you can see that I have more than one bag here, and that's £20 right there, and that's $90 from meat budget. By separating the meat from the fruit from the regular groceries, I know it allowed me to save the money for meat and meat only. So yes, sometimes they all cross each other in the spending, but we do more by not doing that. So here is just the bone from some meat that I like to keep so that I can make broth. From where the oil is, you saw those shelves there that I have the canning jar on. Those are broth that I make from bone. So buying those meat, when we eat them, I can use the bone, freeze them until I have enough And I don't know if you recall, but when we were by the rice session, there was a big pan there. I will use it to steam those bones for days, and then I will can them in jar and put them away. But I have brought for some years now that I've been using, so I have not can I'm not canning right now, but I'm saving some bones. So I have some bag of bones there. And another meat part is the rib. It can go on sale. Sometimes it may not, but you know, I can. And this one was, they say $5.99 a pound. So I'm not sure if I purchased it on sale or not. I would doubt it because I'm not seeing a sticker on it. But it's $5.99. So, and I know that around holidays, I asked my husband to get some so that from Walmart so we can have it on hand. But I'm not sure if this one was on sale when we bought it. But you can see meat can be expensive. So when we see them a little bit less than the regular price, we have the money, we can just go and stock up. And those are sausage that were on sale. My husband purchased some, and it's very easy for me to put it in the sink and for a few hours, and then that will soften up, but will still be frozen, and I'll just put it in the oven and cook it there to go with a dish. So having a small